Hey. All right, Angry. Good to see you. How's it going? Going good here. It's a nice day. It's pretty warm. Beautiful out there. It's a mud pit. Starting to get even more of a mud pit. How are you doing? Yeah, glad you get to see it live too. Let me grab a few things. I will be right back here. Doing good, doing good. Hey, I saw some of your VOD the other day, working on the house, working on the roof for that thing. That was cool, man. That stuff I haven't seen that before ever, where you actually put those like tiny nails in there on the into the rafters through it. I'm assuming you did the same thing with the studs, but that's cool, man. Those things look beautiful. It's like a little bit. It's like half art, half I guess. Utility. If you're actually, showing people what those things look like, they were really cool. So yeah, I'll be checking some more of that stuff out for sure. What I'm gonna be doing today is going through and taking a look at a few spots here. I'm the only one that does it that way. Okay, interesting. Because I was gonna say I for sure had never seen that before. And I saw those little dots and I was like, there's no way he's putting like nails in there. And then I saw you actually grab the thing with them little tweezers. I still don't know exactly how you managed to like do it, but that was cool as hell. I like that a lot. Those things look really nice, man. So anyways, what I'm gonna get to today is a few things. One, I'm gonna be shimming some stuff up. So I'm gonna go take a look around here. A few spots I can tell you for sure. Go. So I'm gonna move some of these braces out of here pretty soon. So like up here on this rafter right on the very end, and then the same one that's on this side here behind the camera, the rafter is sitting on top of this top plate. So you can see this double top plate here. That rafter has a little bit of a gap between it and the top plate. In some spots, not the whole thing. And it's not that surprising because basically what we're doing here is I built 3 walls. I built this north wall here, I built this side wall here, and then I built the clerestory wall that's up here, up on top of the beam. You put them all together, and then I cut that rafter to sit on top of that. On the very ends on these double top plates, on the north wall and then the clerestory, it's sitting on top of it, but along this section here, there's some gaps. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go up there and put some shims in. Now, a lot of shims, I just use shingles, pretty simple. So I have like a bunch of these shingles, and I'm gonna break off some sections that are basically just 1.5 inches wide, the width of a 2x material like that rafter is. And I'm gonna put them up there and fill in those gaps. After I do that, I'll do the same thing on the back side here, the mirror behind the camera. And then I'm gonna check up here along these beams in this clerestory wall, and I'm gonna kind of do that too. It's not a very good angle for that right now. Let me move the camera over. Ooh. Damn it, sorry about that. This is going to be a little bit shorter stream than usual. I got a late start. Sorry about that. Have some stuff to take care of, and I'll be done. Yeah, between 9:30, I would say. So it's going to be a fairly short one, but I'm just cleaning some stuff up. You know, whatever it is. Anyways, here we go. Angry says, the roof of my house was supposed to be rafted instead of trussed, but I had a hard time with the calculations. Okay. Hold on a second here. Now that, were those, are you actually doing like, was that like 16 inches on center? Because I noticed that when you had those sheets up there, if they were supposed to be mimicking an 8x4 or 4x8 like piece of plywood to scale, then it looked like it wasn't on 2-foot centers, so it looked like it was probably on 16-inch centers. But it looked like a big building. I don't know actually how you'd use the rafters on that instead of doing the trusses. You know, being in architecture, you know a lot more about that stuff obviously than I do. I'm still not that knowledgeable. Hey Joe, good to see you. All right, well, hey, let me get to it. I'll let you respond here. I'm gonna go ahead and start breaking this thing into some pieces, some like 1.5-inch pieces, which again, it is 16 on center. Okay, it looked like it. Man, that's cool. Everything's to scale, and the sheets. Those sheets are like, again, 4x8 to scale, right? So let me break this thing up. Then I'll start putting it up there. Probably everybody in the chat right now knows this, but so I said 1.5 inches. When you're talking about a 2x4, that's technically it's 1.5 inches by 3.5 inches. It's not 2 inches by 4 inches. So when I say 1.5, that's just the width of all of my lumber here. All right, let me grab some stuff. I'll be right back. They are. I was curious if I was doing it right by your means of right. I don't think I get exactly what you're saying there. So if I was curious if I was doing it right by your means of right. 3/4 scale. By your means right. My means are shoot. I don't know. My version of right. I do what Percy does, but on a small scale. Yeah, it's cool, man. I like watching that. It looks like it's funny when I first saw Twitch like I saw the tag visual ASMR. I thought like that's really funny that they actually say that. But I recognize now there's certain things like that I'm like that kind of is, man. I can see that. The trusses. I don't know anything about trusses. I mean, really, I'm doing. You know, these are common rafters that I'm doing, like 2 sets of common rafters. This is probably not this first. There we go. Bends a little bit better that way. It's 3/4 inch to 1 foot. Okay, cool. So now I've got these pieces that are like, 1.5 inches wide, and I'll be able to go up there and then slide that under that section up there when I go do that. Asking about model train sets. The the stuff he's doing is like, I don't know if you've checked out the videos. Well, yeah, you did. You saw his channel already, but yeah, those houses are like pretty in depth compared to. I would say that I think the model train stuff, they just take pieces of like foam. I don't know. I haven't been really that into them. Sounds interesting. Yeah, for sure, man. So since I'm just down here like working on this, just breaking these pieces up real quick before I go up there and put them in, just kind of a rundown over the next few days what's going to be going on. After I basically I'm going to go around, fix up some stuff, or just take a look and see, like, you know, made sure I got stuff nailed in all the spots where I should. I mean, you know, sometimes when I'm going like down the wall, when I was putting these pieces of sheathing up there, like when I was putting those up there, it's like that footing was not very good. It was kind of a pain. So sometimes I could have just accidentally skipped over a line of nails or whatever. So I'm going to go back through, just double check, clean the stuff up. And very soon what I'll be doing after that is cutting in some sections here for my overhangs that go on out on the gable ends, like, you know, back that direction, back this direction. And then I'm moving on to putting that roof deck on. Be live in 30 minutes. Cool. Are those noisy people still there? Alright, well this will get me started here. So now I'm going to go ahead and get over there with that scaffolding and, and then shim that thing up. I got a lot of these braces out here, but I can still get a few extra out. It'll make things a lot nicer to move around. Turn on some lights here pretty soon too. Hey, Frenzy, how's it going? Oh, no. Frenzy, this dude's cool. All right, so I'm actually gonna make just a few more of these before I get up there. So I'm using these for some shims. Yeah, glad you stopped by, Angry. Good to see you while I'm live here. I'll catch one of yours live before it's too long too. slithums. Or silverfish. Oh, these things fall apart right away. I can tell it's already starting to peel apart and make little like confetti or glitter. Alright, there we go. I got enough now. Now I'm going to get up there and actually put some of these in. Yeah, it blows out in the yard. It's very hard to catch as you're running it down. Right. Yeah, and if you're putting up 70 bundles or 170 bundles, whatever you did the other day, you got lots of them. For me, it's only a handful, like I use them for shims. I'm not even roofing with them. I'm using metal roof. Okay, here we go. Good start. There we go. All right, let me bring this thing a little bit closer here. Hold up. Whoa. Damn, I missed that. Oh, you missed trying hard to catch it. Oh, yeah, that. All right, hey, here's what I'm going to do real quick is I'm actually going to cut. I have some 1/4 inch plywood lying around, and I'm going to cut some of that because the gap there is actually just a little bit over 1/4 inch. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a few long sections of that, use that up there, and then fill in beyond that with some shingles. So it's a fairly large gap. Again, I'm not too worried about it. You know, once I get those shims under there, it's fine. I mean, the thing's already nailed in on the sides. All right, no problem. It's just it's where it should be, kind of right over the top plates on the north and south end. All right, let me. I'm gonna actually bring the camera out there when I do that. Just a quick little diversion here, I guess. Sorry, weird phone thing here. All right, thanks for hanging on there. Sometimes the connection gets real bad when I move the camera around. All right. Get a load of that view. I know, right? Yeah, I'll turn it and show you real quick. A little bit longer section here. How about that, huh? It's pretty good. Really good. Yeah, it's really pretty today. And there's like a little bit of an inversion right there, you know? Sorry, like there. Yeah. Sunny. I know, right? I agree, Frenzy. I'm very lucky. Got a very good spot here. Good neighbors, good helpful neighbors, good view. All of it. All right. Yeah, let me go get some 1/4 inch. So I keep a lot of like extra, I have a lot of material around here, you know. Lots of plywood, lots of random scraps of stuff, and it's helpful for stuff like this. So I need a 1/4 inch, you know, 1/4 inch plywood to do it, and I know I've got some lying around. So I'm gonna go find some. I will be right back. Save everything is what I say. Mark the length of it so I can look at a glance, see if it'll work. That's a very good tip there. Just so you don't have to measure everything out every time when you go back and look at it again. That's smart. I do that sometimes, but not enough. I do it all the time. Drive my hubby batty. Probably you mean like not writing them on there. So I'll show you what I'm going to do. So I'm putting this stuff under a rafter, which is again 1.5 inches wide. So I'm just going to take a little piece here as a marker. I have this rip fence. So these things are really nice. This essentially does, it kind of mimics what you would use a table saw for, in the sense that you can set how far away you want to be cutting. So in this case, I'm just going to set it so that it's at 1.5 inches, and then I'll be able to just drag the thing along there, no measurement or nothing. And see here, get my hand off that trigger too. There. So then I'll be able to set it to where it's cutting at 1.5 inches. Because you write them on there and you can't stand it. Oh, all right. I wonder why he doesn't like that. All right, there we go. So now I've got it set to 1.5 inches, so I'll literally just be able to go down there and every time, no measurements. Because the woman thought to do it before he did. Okay. So now he can't like it. That's funny. All right, that'll be enough. All right, here we go. Moving back in there. That's secretly where I get my rounds. I can steal credit from her. Nice. All right, there we go. Oops. All right. So again, what I'm doing here is using these as a 1/4 inch or this 1/4 inch plywood that I just cut, and using some shingles. These are little strips of shingles that I cut out, or that I kind of broke off, and I'm using these to shim that rafter there that's sitting on top of these. These are this is called a double top plate. So the top plate is the board that is sitting on top of the wall. Now this one right behind me here, this is a gable wall, so it's like angled. The one back here, this is the north side of the building. That's just like a normal stud wall. It's just like kind of flat. Either way, this one here, you got 2 boards, so it's a double top plate. That provides a little bit of extra support, especially if you're, in the case where your rafters don't fall exactly where your studs are. So anyways, what I've got going on here is I put this wall up first, minus this rafter, up to these double top plates. I built that all in one piece and then tilted it up. And later, I tilted up this wall, and then most recently I put that rafter up there on top of it. So I had to cut out little notches on both ends and then set it on top. It's not totally flush with the top of this wall here, this double top plate. So I'm using these shims to stick under there just so I don't have a big gap under there. And it's doing a pretty good job. The gap in most of the spots is a little over a 1/4 inch, so I'm using this 1/4 inch plywood, and then I'm using this if I need a little bit extra, or in some spots where it's smaller than a 1/4 inch. I also found a few nails that I shot straight through that gap there, so I'm going to knock a few of those out just so I can have that space to fill in the gap. Move this thing over so I'm not leaning all the way over like that. Probably a little bit of a bad example there. Let's see here. Sorry, I missed a little bit of what's going on. What the fuck, Nightbot? I need this code. Give me code. Oh yeah. It's actually it's like built into Nightbot. Frenzy, if you want to take a look at Nightbot, it's like right on their site. They have some examples for how to do that. Which one were you looking at specifically? Yeah, that one. You just type in like weather, and then it's like exclamation point weather, and then a city. It's very easy. Yeah, you'll get that sorted out, no problem. Let's see. Do you have Nightbot, Frenzy? And it says you at. Let's see. What he make his Nightbot do angry? Me once. English, do you speak it? Nope. I got a headache. That's how it. She's from Georgia. It's just how it is. All right. Look at his Nightbot weather report. Want the code? It's on GitHub. It don't even have to go to GitHub. You just literally just Google Nightbot weather command. I think it's even on their site in the section where you actually put in the weather commands. All right, let me move this thing over and then I'll get back up there. I actually need to go grab some water real quick too. I am from Georgia. I made a clock widget that I can put directly on my OBS, so it shows the stream shows on the stream viewer screen. Right. Now, eventually, hopefully within the next few weeks, I'll get it set up to where I can use my laptop and set do OBS and stuff like that. I do some recording with that, but haven't done it for this stuff yet. Right now I'm just doing it from my cell phone. Actually, it's a pretty good camera for a cell phone, but I know the quality, it won't go above 480p right now. That's just how it is. So there's no chance for any OBS, none of that. Streamlabs app kind of sucks. So Twitch app not great, but it's been working, so no complaints there. But I will eventually get something set up with an overlay. But for now, I'll keep it simple. Probably for a while, I'll keep it simple, Stream from my phone? Okay, all right, well, good shit. Maybe I got to learn a little thing or two from you then. What was I doing there anyway? Why did I do that? No, it's okay, let's freaking go here. No. Damn. I'm back. Welcome back. Are you about to stream soon, Angry? By the way, Cyril, I saw you stopped in. Forgot to say hi. So hi. Hope everybody's having a good night. Let's not drop it again. There we go. Took long enough. Third alive. Cyril, did I say why I'm doing what I'm doing? Well, I was basically putting shims underneath those rafters on the outside because they were. It's about there's about a quarter-inch gap there, so I was using mostly quarter-inch plywood, some strips that I cut. And then I'm using some shingles too. I'm not just doing it for those sections. I'm going to actually do the one on the other side here now also. But I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to shim up some other spots, like underneath the, like where the posts meet the beams. There's a few other little spots, like where the clerestory wall, like there was a little bit of a dip in the beam. I'll kind of show you once I go to do it. You may be about to say that I don't actually need to shim up there, and I actually, who knows, but my thought is I see that spot up there, and I feel like, well, I probably should do the thing, especially since what I'm going to be doing is cutting sections out of there. I'll show you, here, I'll put it up there. So I'm going to be cutting sections out of that rafter on the end there for my outlookers going out to my fly rafters. Just felt like I should probably shim it up. Okay, let me move this and go to the other side now. Okay, I got you. Well, I appreciate your discretion there. I'll go ahead and, since I already did the other one, I guess I'll do this one too. Yeah, with my leading-ish questions. Yeah, no, I like that. That was subtle. I mean, I knew because because even myself, I'm like, well, it makes sense to me to do this because my thought was, well, with these outlookers, I'm gonna have that kind of extra weight sitting at specific points of the rafter, and my thought was that if that rafter is going to, if it like flexes a little bit, I don't know, maybe the connection between it and the sheathing with those nails, like maybe it moves a little bit and becomes a little looser. Don't know if that actually would happen, if there's enough weight to do that with the snow load or walking up there or whatever it might be. But I thought, what the hell? I'll go ahead and shim it up. It just makes sense to me. A lot of that stuff is just like that. I'm like, all right, I'm not going to ask the question whether it got to be done. It just looks like it makes sense to me, so I'm going to do it. But anyways, all right. Well, thanks, thanks, man. I'm going to do this one too. Then I'll go around and take a look at some of the other stuff I'm going to be doing. Doesn't really hurt, doesn't really help. Okay, fair enough. Chalk it up to one of those "it's my house" kind of things. There are lots of those in this, for sure. Well, anyways, this one should be a little bit faster. It's funny when you say it doesn't really help and it doesn't really hurt. I mean, there's an argument to say, as much time as it takes me sometimes to fool around with that stuff, yeah. But, again, I made the decision I'm just going to, I'll go at it and keep on doing the thing, and I know you'll stop me before I do something real stupid. That's good enough for me. All right, let me bring the scaffolding, as you call it, staging, over here, and I will put that other stuff in up on this one. If it's 1/4 off everywhere, it probably means you got something else too short or too tall. It doesn't matter. Now, it's kind of two parts to that. So one, for whatever reason, kind of strange. I snapped a line across all of the rafters, and it looked like they were all at the same level. Maybe for some reason I measured it a little bit off, and those two on the outsides are a little bit taller up. But I think it's maybe a slight combination of that and the fact that maybe the walls that I had here were just a little bit short. I obviously cut the rafters in such a way where I guess the bird's mouth wasn't like deep enough on the ones on the end. That's just my guess. But I snapped the line across those rafters and it looked good. I used the little block in there and everything, and it looked good. So, anyways, like you said, really doesn't matter now. But I did try to check and see because I thought the same thing. The other part too is that they're not a 1/4 inch off everywhere. At the ends, they're pretty close. They're probably 1/8 of an inch or so. I'm stopping my stream, so I'm gonna mute and alert. Cool, got you, man. So, anyways, Cyril. Yeah, so it's not a 1/4 off everywhere. It's a little bit of a warp, maybe between the top plate or either that or the rafter. I don't know, but doesn't matter now. Like you said, we're here. I already got the sheathing on. Everything at this point can be fixed to whatever I need to do. We're good. We're good. So, but yeah, thank you for the comment. It's good. I thought the same thing. I appreciate that. Yeah. Let me straighten that out. Go. Yeah, Cyril, you should check out Angry. The way he's making these model houses is kind of like nuts. He uses like sheathing the things using tiny nails and all. I got 2 of the streams open already, plus a game and some research going on. Way past my multitasking max. Yeah, damn, dude. I know, right? Yeah, sometimes I get kind of carried away just not thinking that, I'm going to be affected by it. And then it's like, yeah, I need to shut that stuff off for sure. So let me, Cyril, tell you real quick. This one up here, for whatever reason, this one is actually... The section I was working on right there, there was just about enough space for like a shingle. So this one's actually a lot closer than the last one. The other one on the other side, that one had nearly a quarter of an inch like the whole way of space. So it is what it is. This one's going to have a little bit more up the top. And I think the reason is because, again, I think it's just the way that I cut those bird's mouths, they were a little bit off. Same. Listen to Ron Burgundy podcast. Watch 2 streams and program it on the other monitor. Oh my God. Yeah, y'all are into this multitasking. I am not. I do not have the brain power for that stuff. Does Wolf Fair the podcast is Ron? Oh, I've not heard of that. What's your stack? Okay, yeah. Stack exchange stuff. Chilling right now. Made the grass shorter. All right. Are you cutting grass at night? I'm going to finish this thing up. Let me move the scaffolding over. So, Joe, actually, Frenzy is big into the. I think we're talking about that SketchUp model too. One of the things I like about SketchUp a lot, and I can't wait to get back into doing SketchUp, was like this. You can make these like Ruby scripts. I got into it only a little bit, but it's so cool, man. Like I love stuff like that, where you can actually do it to like make useful things within the like the SketchUp 3D environment there. But yeah, man, I don't know if you have any experience with Ruby, but I'm like, that stuff looks like a lot of fun to mess around with. I don't know it really. I did a little bit with like C plus in school, but not not anything like career wise since then. Come on now. And to be fair, Joe, I haven't really written. I don't remember how much I've actually done with those Ruby scripts in SketchUp. It's been a while since I did it because I was making these like kind of. God, what the hell was it? Like I was doing these things for these like windows where you could set up like parameters for windows or doors, and then it would like model the thing for you. But actually, I need to get back to it, and then I'll start putting that stuff out because that stuff's it's just so cool. Oh, and then Cyril says Ruby was his main. Oh, okay. Then on Rails and some JS. I don't know what Rails is. I don't think, other than I know JavaScript. Don't know it. I'm not like I don't like write it, but okay, cool. Calf muscles. Oh yeah, stepping on those things up there. All right, well this one's pretty good. I'm gonna put up a little more section up there, and then we're pretty much good to go. I'm gonna move on. Then after I do that, onto the clear story wall and these posts here. I don't think I'll have much to do on these. It's just a little bit of adding stuff in where I need to. And yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, hope you all having a good night. Thanks everybody for watching. Get this stuff done up here, then I'll move on. Kind of a shorter stream today. I got started late. Sorry. That's how it goes sometimes. Ruby on Rails template you can apply to Ruby to make websites. Oh, cool. Cool. All right. There we go. All right. Well, I got that. That part's all done. Now I'm going to move on to look at these post and beam interfaces, and I'm going to put some shims in there where the gap is a little bit big. And then there's only one spot on the clear story wall. It looks like it needs shims at all. So I'm going to go ahead and just stick some in there. I'll turn the camera up here so you can see what I'm working on. And then I'm gonna call it after that. And then the next step is gonna be cutting out stuff on the two side walls. Actually, that's not true. Before I do that, sorry, real bright there. Before I do that, cutting out stuff on the side walls for the rafters for the overhangs, I'm going to kind of go around and make sure that I didn't miss any big spots for nailing. When I was putting those, especially putting that stuff up on the sides there, on those gable ends, it was a little bit like shaky, and so I just could have passed over a spot where I needed to nail. Same thing with the north wall. It was a little bit shaky back there, so I could have passed over some spots and not nailed them. So I'm going to go back through there, just take a quick look, just kind of from up top there, and then nail some stuff in. I'll do that, like I said, that's probably tomorrow. And then I'll move on to cutting those things out of those rafters on the ends. Probably Saturday I'll be messing with that. Or actually, yeah, we'll see. I might not be doing that on Saturday. I got some big stuff going on Saturday, but if not then, Sunday. Okay, thanks everybody for watching. Hope you're having a good night. Probably got 20 minutes left here. Nailed it. Nice. Every time you put in a nail, but I've pretty much put in all the, well, I won't dare say I already put in all the nails on the project, but all the sheathing nails, you know. A lot of times I never really know if I nailed it till I come on the inside and I see a big line of nails sticking all off the side of the stud. I'm like, I didn't nail it there. That's more of it. I think I nailed it every time. That's pretty good there. I like that. All right, looks good there. This looks good too. All right, y'all, it's about 9:30. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it off for the night. I got a little bit of a late start today. Kind of sucks, but I'll be back tomorrow a little bit earlier. Hopefully closer to 6 instead of 7 like I got started tonight. Actually more like 7:30 almost. Yeah, not great. Anyways, all right. Thanks for watching. I will be back tomorrow. I'll be streaming this weekend too. Typically quite a bit longer on the weekends, and I start a lot earlier, Sunday I'll be starting kind of late just because I have stuff going on during the middle of the day. But, Saturday I'll be starting later in the day. Sunday I should be going like all day. So we should be good there. And then I'll be working on getting that roof deck on. I've got to meet with a guy on Monday just to go over some of my plans and talk about some stuff. And after that happens, then I'm going to go just try to kind of charge ahead with that, getting that roof on and getting the thing actually dried in, A lot later than I expected. Took a lot longer than I expected. A lot of variables. Me is one of them. I'm a little bit lazy, but there's money, there's work ethic, there's all kinds of stuff. There's weather, there's, just steps, figuring things out, having things go wrong, whatever it might be. There's a lot of different stuff. But, you know what, if I got it done earlier, it probably wouldn't be on Twitch. So I at least tell myself that now, which is, one of the upsides. So, all right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for commenting, stopping by, all of it. I will see you soon. Have a good night.